silence through the proceedings in the chamber. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Whiting, for your deputation. Our third deputation tonight is Ms. Kelly Henderson, who is speaking on the APLA recommendations. Ms. Henderson, thank you.
Thank you, Lord Mayor, elected members. The APLA recommendations I'd like to refer to is on the Whitmore Square draft master plan. The final draft was available at the APLA meeting, and a deputation was made to that meeting asking that there be reconsideration of particular aspects. A zebra crossing is highly desirable and cost effective. It is not only urgent, it is also important. It is a far better expenditure of council's funding than test creative lighting, which is neither urgent nor important. It is not something, creative lighting is not something that the South West community has long desired to help them reach the central market in safety. A safe pedestrian crossing of the northeast corner is. And I'd like to give an example of this design and compare it with the proposal for the Vietnamese Boat People's Memorial. The Whitmore Square Master Plan is a pretty design, but it is totally flawed in its intention. Totally flawed. It proposes to remove grass and replace it with hard surface, and remove pathways that are needed, that are desire lines, which will occur anyway, and replace them, albeit for a short term, with grass. It is a waste of council's money, but most significantly, it is detrimental to the Adelaide Parklands. There has been insufficient or ineffective public consultation, and here's where I give the example of the boat memorial. It will be very interesting when that proposal goes out to public consultation, which hasn't happened yet, to see how many people point out that the most appropriate location for such a monument will be the Migration Museum vicinity and not on the bank of a river. Boat people did not arrive in Australia on a river. Boat people arrived from the north of Australia, whereas the current design proposes that it depict them arriving from the south, with the shore beacon to the north of them. The equivalent of that, if you engage the brain, is that the safe harbour or the safe landing is communist China or Russia. The symbolism of these designs is extremely significant, but needs to have clarity and it needs to have truth. This design for Whitmore Square is highly improper and unsuitable for a National Heritage listed place. It is ludicrous in some of its proposals, not just confusing, but impossible, infeasible, and council's funding should not be expended on it. So I'd urge council to reconsider the whole project, and I'd pass out, could I pass on these? The community proposal, which is far more appropriate and is urgent and important. It proposes a zebra crossing at the northeastern corner of Whitmore Square in the most appropriate location, in a manner that will not damage the cultural integrity of the square. Supported with a 25 or 30k or 40k speed reduction zone on all road approaches to the square in all directions. It proposes prioritising right-hand turns of evening peak hour traffic out to West Terrace to reduce the peak hour traffic through the square, and the partial closure of Sir Lewis Cohen Avenue for morning and evening peak hour. There is no connecting through road into Unley, so it's quite a straightforward matter for partial closure of that road. It also intends that we'd paint white zigzags on the approach roads in both lanes to the pedestrian crossings, but the Australian road rules do envisage that zebra crossings will cross multiple lanes of traffic, including multiple lanes of traffic in both directions. And our South West community would beg the council to do the work on getting that to be allowed by the state government and have a cost-effective solution to safe and effective pedestrian safety improvements and traffic flow, improved traffic flow in the southwest corner. Effective public consultation has not been achieved in this project. We haven't had any public consultation on the Boat People Memorial, but I do hope that Council will ensure that that is effective so that we can improve that project as well as this for the benefit of the parklands.
Thank you, Ms Henderson.
A national heritage place. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms Henderson. Members, the next item on the agenda is item number 8, which is petitions. There are no petitions tonight. Can I just ask, can members hear me okay? Is that all right? No, it's just a bit, sorry, I'm just not sure if the microphone's working. Okay, we'll get to item 9, which are the recommendations of the committee from the 19th of February. Members, recommendation 1, the shaping streets and green places. I look for a mover. Thank you, Councillor Moran, and a seconder. Deputy Lord Mayor.